You win this fight and you return to the front line, but if you lose, you're done. It's time. Break some. You lost the fight. Return to base. The enemy took that one. We'll be back to finish the job. Warm up while you can. We deploy soon. Enemy dropping into the AO. Practice is over. The real fight begins now. Battle Royale. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Can anyone use... Okay, sound the vent. Can anyone use this?
Hunt the enemy down. Enemy dropping into the AO. UAV overhead. Welcome to the Gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom. Win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. It's time. Break some. You're going back to the front line. You've earned it. drop bag headed your way. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. Lost that one. We'll come back stronger next time.
Hey, what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to the best settings for Call of Duty Warzone in Season 4. A lot of you are with your controller settings. These can be used by anyone, whether you're playing on console or PC with a controller. First of all, you'll want to set your BR button layout to tactical. Now, the reason for this is it's going to allow you to be able to give you that extra control you need whilst aiming down sights to be as accurate as possible and pick up those kills. Then for your aim response curve type, you'll want to hold. You're almost just giving yourself a delay in being able to take the action that you want. Make spotting targets at a distance too difficult. But the important setting here is to make sure that you go into the advanced settings and set your ADS field of view to independent. This means that when you aim down sights, you won't be punished by having what appears to be. So next, I want you to head over to your general settings, where if you're on PC, you'll want to set your field of view. Personally, I use 100, as this still allows me to see what's going on around me quite clearly, but also stability section. Personally, I have subtitles turned off, but you can turn these on, as you do sometimes get useful callouts that pop up on screen that you would have otherwise missed. But something that I found especially useful is setting my colorblind type to Protanopia and then setting the colorblind target to interface. Now, there's two reasons I've done this. Firstly, it turns rare as it gives you more minimap coverage to spot enemy players. And then I have minimap rotation enabled just so I can tell where things times of a game. So for that reason, I use boost high to try and make that PC players have over console, because if you're getting 240 frames per second compared to 60 that you get on console, you're going to see things before a console player, giving you those extra fractions of a second that you need to come out on top in a gunfight. Ratio set to automatic, VSync needs to be disabled. Then I've also set my custom frame rate limit to 240 for gameplay and menus to 48 and then out of focus to 30. This is what works best for my particular setup, but if your game is running at 144 frames consistently, set your frame rate limit to that. Next, you'll want to go to details and textures. Now, I try not to turn everything too high purely because when there's less detail in the game, it's actually far easier to spot enemy players and you're also going to get more frames. So I have texture resolution set to normal, then texture filter and geotropic to low, along with particle quality as low. I then have bullet impacts and sprays enabled and tessellation disabled. Next, you'll want shadow map resolution as low, and also make sure that you cache spot shadows and sun shadows so that your computer doesn't have to do any extra loading in a game. Then have particle lighting as low, DirectX ambient and screen space reflection all disabled. Then, as I'm recording YouTube videos, I have anti-aliasing set to Filmic SMAA T2X. Now, this could be turned off if you're going for pure gameplay performance, as all it does is make your game look a little bit nicer and smoother. Now we've got some important settings that everyone, whether you're on console or PC, you'll want to make sure that you've got depth of field disabled. The point in Warzone where having a blur is a good thing. So this being switched off is going to help you out a lot. Then finally, you want to make sure you've also got film grain set to 0. You want to be able to see everything going on as clearly as possible to help make you do the best that you possibly can. Now those are all the base in-game settings that you can change, but I've also got a few secret little tips and tricks that I do to help give me an in-game advantage. Firstly, I use an Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. You can also get these benefits if you use a SCUF, but I program one of my back paddles to be pinged so that even mid-gunfight, I'm able to live ping an opponent so that my teammates can see exactly who I'm shooting at without any misunderstanding. You can also do this if you use the bumper ping button layout, but being able to live ping is so...
Get yourself sorted. We'll be deployed shortly.